Hello everyone and welcome to Autonauts, a new series for the channel. Now those of you who've been with the channel for quite some time will be aware that Autonauts is a game that I have covered in the past during a very early stage of development. Now Autonauts, for want of a better word, or rather a better description, is a colonization sim with a heavy emphasis on automation through a kind of pseudo-programming. Don't worry, you need no, and I really do mean absolutely no knowledge of programming to be able to play this game. It's not even something that you're going to have to pick up through the game. It is a very kind of, what's the term? What you see is what you get kind of programming. Drag and drop kind of commands into a list. It is very accessible. And also it is presented in a ridiculously cute art style. Now, as ever, the best way to showcase a game is really just to jump in with both feet rather than to try and describe it. So we're going to start a new game. Oh my god. We got dice. That's fantastic. We've got a number plate. That is even more fantastic. I didn't notice that before. Clock slow. No. Should be Dapadal, of course. We could have a small planet, and I don't think we will. Random objects, sure. Tutorial. We could... You know what? We could leave the tutorial on and let the game kind of ease us through the process, and I think that'll be actually quite nice, especially for those of you who are new to this game. Even for those of you who did follow my original coverage of the game, it has changed so much. The amount of polish and just general changes in systems is probably enough that the tutorial will be quite nice. You can have different modes though. We're going to be playing in the actual game mode, if you like, rather than creative. But let's jump on down and see what things are. There you go. I'm not going to change the seed, so if you do want to play along as well, by all means. Though, can I pick where we're going to start? Because that looks like soil. That's good. That soil is next to some rock, which would probably be even better. And a little bit of swamp there too. Yes, we're going to go down about there. That's it. Oh. That changed? Oh, it has changed everything. Well, damn and blast. I guess we're gonna go there. We'll just walk around. It's fine. We've got a little bit of rock there. Now these things, obviously, from knowing a little bit about the game, I can already tell you we are gonna want a good spread of soil and rock. Rock specifically, actually, because rock is about the only thing that we can't make ourselves with a bit of effort. This is fantastic. Welcome, I am Otto O, here to prepare you for your life as an Autonaut. Explore, collect resources, craft structures, tools and machines, automate systems, establish industries, research, colonize. Let's colonize. Okay, fair enough. Let's get right down to it. Use WSA and D to move around, use scroll wheel to zoom in and out. If you ever lose yourself, press X. New planet need exploring. Left click on the destination to enter the shaded area. We need to discover basic tools and resources to get started. That is a good point. Donk. Does that say anything new? Left one does it? No, it's pretty much exactly the same. It just wants us to wander around, I suspect, until we find a little bit of everything. There we go. We've got a nice little buildable area here. You can see off into the fog of war. You just don't know necessarily what's going to be there. Okay, now for the basics. Find a stone, left-click on an object to pick them up, right-clicking on the ground drops all objects held in your hands. Very well. I do like that little cursor. You can only hold one type of object at once, so make use of your backpack. One type. You notice I picked up the stone and all of the rest of the backpack is now grayed out as stones. I can hold 4 at once, but they can only be stones. You can only stack like objects on top of each other while you're carrying around. But I can pop them into my backpack as well. So if you press Q, bump into my backpack, and now I'm free to pick other things. Retrieve the stone from your backpack, press Q, that's fine. Hold down Alt and hover your pointer over an object to see what actions you can do with it. Okay. So, holding down Alt, I can see mushrooms. Oh, I can left-click on another stone and I can pick it up. Stones, useful crude resources, but also simplest tool for chopping and bashing. They can be stored in a crate. That's what the little crate icon, because not everything can be stored in a crate. There are different storage devices for different things. Okay. Stick, handy crude part, but also simplest tool for digging and beating. Okay. Hold one stone to use as a basic chopping tool. Find a tree and left-click on it to chop it down. The white outline on the tree shows you can use a stone on it. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Right, that saves a lot of time. Okay, so if you hold down Alt, it shows that I can left-click. It does show I can left-click on stones, but that's simply I can stack them up. But now I can't click on these because I've got a stack of stones. If I right click, I can drop them all, and then I can pick one back up. There we go. Let's go ahead and chop down this tree. Now the stone does have durability, and it is going to be used up a little bit while doing this, I should imagine, yeah. We don't need that stone right now. Click on the ground drops all objects held in your hands. There we go. Good. You're obviously getting the basics. As your technology evolves, you unlock blueprints to build structures, machines, and more. Click on the icon or press E to access your structural blueprints. Structures may be built on most clear surfaces. Now, it says most because some need specific foundations to be laid first, but we'll get into that much later, I'm sure. Let's build a simple workshop. Click the crude workbench blueprint to select it. Very well. Now, we can do other things over here. Delete, duplicate structures, move them, area select, so on and so forth. We can also rotate with R. Left click on the ground to place the selected blueprint. Press R to rotate the foundation beforehand. This is fine for me. Pomp. There we go. Close the structural blueprint over here, or I imagine escape would do the same. Yeah, it does. Collect parts needed to build the crude workbench. Right click on the foundation to add them. You can check what you need by hovering over the foundation. We need 2 logs, 2 sticks, I think. Okay, so let's go and grab some sticks. We've got plenty nearby. There we go. We can just pop those on there. Now, with the logs, obviously these are ginormous. And when we pick up a log, 1, we start straining, but 2, we lose all of the other parts of our blueprint. You cannot carry multiple logs, unfortunately. Can you even stick it in your backpack? No. I mean, that would have been particularly awesome, but no. No caber tossing for us, unfortunately. Nice. With this simple workbench, you can build basic tools and parts, or workshop, rather. Let's make a better chopping tool. Left-click the crude workbench to access its blueprints. We can make an axe with 1 stone and 1 stick. Collect the parts needed to make a crude axe. Right-click on the crude workbench to drop the parts in place. Well, thankfully, we've got all the parts we need here. And because we've got a backpack, we can be super efficient and carry both of them over there, rather than having to walk back out. Ah, marvellous. The efficiency has already begun. Cool, your first tool. You rhymed. Well done. Click the crude axe to pick it up. Remember, you can press Q to stow what you're holding, or right-click to drop it. Use the crude axe to chop a fallen log into to make planks. Very well. Let's go and do that right away. Now, I'm not aware if you can rotate the screen. It doesn't seem you can. Chop planks to make poles. Planks and poles are essential parts of basic structures, machines, and indeed bots. Very well. I approve. There we go. Sweet. You've obviously got the hang of this lumberjack malarkey. I love the fact this is made by Scottish developers, so it's got a lot of Britishisms. So malarkey, such a good word that one. Now you know how to make basic parts. Let's expand your workshop by building a new structure. Press E to access your structure blueprints again. Click the bot assembly blueprint. See, we get straight into the automation. It's marvelous. Left click on the ground. Well, we could, or I could rotate it around to fit in even nicer right there. Do I? No, I don't care for that just yet. Maybe later. But right now, no. Find and make parts needed to build the bot assembly unit. We need 3 planks. Oh, poop. I was holding on to my my axe. My bad. Never mind. We want 2 logs and 3 planks, which means we're in total going to need 4 logs, because the logs themselves turn into 2 planks, and we'll need 2 actual logs beside. So there we go. And over here as well. Nice and easy does it. Tonk. Right, let's chop up these 2 logs, and then I can stow my axe a little bit. There we are. And 1. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we only need 3 of these, but we can keep the other one nearby for later. There we are. And 1, and indeed 2. There we go. Fantastic. And clearly in this world, we build by just bouncing up and down on top of something until it eventually is in the configuration that we want it to be in. Right, groovy. This basic bot workshop is your gateway to automation. We need to make a new bot to teach. Now, before we do that, I want to take an opportunity to show something that I don't think the tutorial really goes over. And that is, when something is made, if you delete it, it never goes away. So there we are. I've deleted it. It's gone. Oh no. But it's not really, because we're showing a 1 down there, which is letting me know that, in fact, it's fine. I can place it wherever I want. So if you ever place something down incorrectly, now this isn't true of storage devices. If you've got a storage receptacle that has something in it, you've got to empty it first. But if we wanted to reorient it, for example, we could do that. Boom, there we go. And so all of the arrows are pointing in the right direction. There we are. Right, so we need 1 log, 3 planks, 1 pole, and a tree seed to make a robot. Because, of course, tree seeds are super important. Actually, let me drop this down and let me pop down this axe over yonder. That way you can more efficiently move things around. There we go. Yes, we only want the basic bot. You can make other bots with this, and we will in time, I assure you. But right now, not so. Is that an apple tree? Oh, fantastic. It's got a little fruit tree. Marvellous. Got a nice little patch here where we're going to be able to plant plenty of extra trees once the tutorial is ready for us to do so. Now, I only need 2 planks from over here because we've already got this one done there, so it'll all go together rather neatly. So let's grab all of these. There we go. Grab this one as well and pop it down on the bot assembly bench. And then go and grab this log. Now, this is going to be a bit of a chore to carry this one this far, but thankfully, we don't seem to hurt ourselves by straining this hard. So, you know, it's all well and good. But with this, any other kind of more deeper survival kind of simulation game, yeah, we probably would have given ourselves a hernia by now. Right, left-click your new bot to charge it up for the first time. Very well. Let's get you charged. There we go. Autonaut assemble. Really. You're ready to start automating. Fantastic. Your new bot needs a crude axe, so let's make one. The blueprint's already selected, so just collect the parts and right-click on the crude workbench to drop them in. We need 1 stick and 1 stone. Are there any sticks? Yes, there are. Glorious. Let's go and grab one of those. Unfortunately, I've got my silly axe on me. Drop it. There we go. Well, out of the way, chicken. Thank you. Let's go ahead and pop these down. 1, and then 2. There we are. Okay, pick up the crude axe, or right-click on the bot to give it to the crude axe. You can take it back if you right-click on the bot again. Well, first, I'm gonna stow that one. I'm gonna have the fresh axe. The bot can have the almost broken axe. This will allow us to teach the bot something fairly soon. Ready to roll. Prepare to follow my instructions exactly. Okay, so got your crude axe ready? Press space to blow your whistle and get your bot's attention. Let's click your bot to access its brain, which is currently empty. How rude. I mean, it's true, but how rude. You didn't need to say it like that. Now do exactly as I tell you. Click the record button, then show your bot what to do. As it watches you, it will create a script to copy you. So it's very much monkey see, monkey do. Yeah? Right. Show your bot how to use a crude axe to chop down a tree. Well, first I'm going to have to pull out my axe. Error. Try again. No, shush. It's fine. It didn't copy that part. It hasn't got a backpack, so it can't do this. No. Now, we want to go down here and give this tree a quick chop. There we are. Now, its idea is find the nearest tree, move to the tree, use held item. Click repeat button to add to the loop to the bot script you created. There we go. Click play button to run your bot script. Well, there we go. Super simple coding. Great, your first automation. Your bot won't stop until it runs out of power, breaks its tool, or has no more targets in its search area. There we are. Now we have a bot chopping down trees for us. Let's automate more. We don't need to see that bot's brain for now, so close it. We need to make a new bot to teach. Your first bot is helpfully providing raw resources. Okay, well, I need 3 planks, so let's get to chopping. And then I'll carry one of these trees over. Now, unfortunately, this bot is going to run out of trees to chop very quickly. Because we've given it a very small area to search in. Don't worry, we can improve that, but we're following the tutorial right now. This is one of the downsides of a tutorial. It's very heavily on rails, and if I try to do anything it doesn't expect, it's going to tell me off. It told me off just for pulling my axe out of my backpack. I mean, how else does it expect me to show the bot how to use my axe? I mean, it didn't expect me to know how to use my backpack, to be fair. Though it had told me, so really, I feel justified in having used it myself. There we go. Let's get all of this going. Pomp. There we are. We've got a new bot. Okay, let's charge you up. Woohoo! Your second bot is ready to teach. Marvellous. For the next job, you need a crude spade. Okay, well, let's go and change the job there. Collect the parts we need. We want a stick. And unfortunately, I've still got my axe on me. Bonk. And then go grab this. And pop that down there. Now, we're not going to want the axe for the next part because we're not teaching about how to use an axe. You made it. I did. Pick up the crude spade, press space to blow your whistle, then get your new bot's attention. Very well. Now do exactly as I tell you. Click the record button, then show your bot what to do. As it watches you, it will create a script to copy. Let's teach your new bot how to dig. Let's click on soil to use the crude spade. Now I'm going to preempt a couple of things, and I'm going to go down here to do it in this little area of soil where my current bot is looking for trees to chop. There we go. Bots operate within defined areas, which you can edit. Click the bot search area button. Fantastic. You can grab the whole search area to move it around, or pull its edges to change the size and shape. For now, click the max area button. Close the search area when you're done. Well, you know what? Let's make sure that it's at least on soil as much as it can be. There we go. Click the repeat button to add the loop to the bot script you created. Now, you can just drag these around, but it's trying to intelligently place the repeat loop where it thinks you're probably going to want it. Now, we're going to give you the spade. There you go. Click play. Enjoy. Look at that bot go. There we are. It's much slower than we are. Like, much slower. Now, something to be aware of with digging. You'll notice that it's just started digging there. Now, you might think, well, that's part of the script. It's to look for the nearest. But bots will dig on only even coordinate tiles. So, this bot will never dig there, never dig there, never dig there. It will dig here. It won't ever dig here. So this will eventually fall out of the pattern. As you can see, it's moving across one. It will never try to dig in the odd coordinates here. That is something to be aware of when you're trying to set up your areas. Be aware of that. I think if you hold down Alt, it'll give you coordinates. Can I get coordinates when I've got an axe in my hand? I haven't got an axe in my hand. But at any rate, you can just tell them to dig and then use that as the basis for defining your areas. Hey, you almost have your first automated industry, a basic forestry. Let's make another bot and teach it to plant tree seeds to make the operation sustainable. I'm all for sustainable operations. Right, let's go ahead and grab this log, drop it over there. We're going to need a pole as well as a seed, and we're going to need our axe. So let's go grab a pole. Where's the nearest seed? It's over here. Let's go grab that seed. Thank you. And drop these off. Then we're going to need to go and chop down... Well, actually, we're going to have to chop down a tree ourselves, unfortunately, because there are not... Oh, no, there's 2 poles. Never mind. Haha. Oh, planks, rather. Never mind. It wouldn't have needed it anyway. We've still got a spade. Everything works out well. There we go. And I'm going to grab this. There we are. Let's pop all of these in. Perfect. Left-click your new bot to charge it up for the very first time. There you go. This is basically like being born and fed for the first time. Yay, let's finish automating this basic forestry. Press space to blow your whistle and get your latest bot's attention. Now do exactly as I tell you. Click the record button. Find a tree seed. Left-click on it to pick it up. Very well. Let's go and grab this one. And yoink. Now it's going to be looking in this area. Right-click on a hole to drop the tree seed in. Pop. Click the repeat button, add the loop to the bot script, and then click play. Now, it's going to look for the seeds over here, and then place them over there. I'm going to follow exactly what the tutorial tells me to do, again, because it'll complain at me if I don't, but that's not a particularly good setup, I'll be honest. There we are, plan complete. Official Planning Academy Basics. Essential Autonauting. That was a bit of a tongue twister for me. You just earned your first certificate. Marvellous. I approve. I like certificates. Here's your Academy Basic commemorative slab. I also like commemorative slabs. Oh, this is a great day. Welcome to the Academy. You just earned your first Autonaut certificate. Here's a new plan and a new certificate to earn. You can pin the plan to reference it while playing. Let's go ahead and do that then. All blueprints and related parts can be found here. You can even click on parts to see where they come from. Lots of handy hints in here. Indeed there are. Let's pin that. There we are. If we have a look over here, we can pretty much see everything that can be made in the game currently in all of the bot parts. Ah, marvelous. We'll get to that in time. For example, you can look at stones. You can look at rough stone blocks. They get stowed. Stones get stored in a crate, whereas rough stone blocks get stored on a pallet, much like logs and planks and poles. Gears, though, get stored in a crate, and so on and so forth. And it's good to have an idea of these things. Grains get stored in a silo, for example. Water gets stored in a barrel, and all sorts of different storage mediums. If you're ever a little bit confused, check them out here to learn where you need to put them. There's lots of things. Toys, animals, and some other... Okay, so when I first saw this wasn't in the game initially, or the last time I played it, but when I saw colonist seed dispenser and then colonist incubator, I got a very Matrix vibe from this delightful, cheery-looking robot game. And I really did start thinking, well, are these... was I grown? Because I appear to be human. Maybe I'm just a robot wearing a human skin. Where did I get the human skin from? Is this kind of like friend computer? I'm a little bit concerned, to say the very least. But we're going to give the game the benefit of the doubt for now and just see where this goes. But I'm already sensing some slippery slopes have been slipped down with regards to AI in this potential dystopian future of ours. Well done, you've completed your Autonauts training. Marvellous. I'm returning to the ship, but I'll be around to keep an eye on your progress. Notice that, not to help you, to keep an eye on you. I'm starting to think that maybe I am a human. But I'm some sort of... I've turned against the rebellion, and I'm working with the machines. Ah, dark day indeed. But there's our growing little tree. Marvellous. Okay, well, there's a bunch of things that we can deal with, and our poor bot over here has run out of juice. Well, for now, we can just be nice and recharge you. So there you go. But we've got a bunch of stuff over here. First and foremost, my first forestry. Tree chopped down, 0 of 3. Tree seeds planted, 2 of 3, which should be very easy to guess. We've already dug all the soil we need. And down here, we've got the bot tracker. Now, this is actually really, really cool. List the amount of bots, list them by their name. Don't worry, we're going to be changing those. But also, and this is a big advancement over the previous version I played on, you can create teams. So we're going to create the forestry team. And then you can start them. You can do all sorts of things in here very quickly to get them around. Now, you are all part of the forestry team, so let's move you all in there. There we go, that's marvellous. All right, so I need to rename some bots. Oh, and it looks like while I was getting the names, we finished our forestry task. Well done, us. And we get a new commemorative slab. Fantastic. I approve. But I haven't finished renaming it. But we have unlocked the chopping block, which is quite marvellous. Generally, you unlock clothing from what I've seen. Only a couple of these will actually unlock new functional parts. Here's a new set of plans to complete and certificates to earn. These will help reinforce your operations. Very well. We'll get to that in just a moment, though, because we've got Vanya, Ashley, and finally, Jordan. Thank you all so very, very much for being patron supporters. There we go. If you are interested in adding your name to the name list, then do let me know down in the comments below, and I shall get you onto the name list we're using for this game. But we can see that poor old Ashley is without a tool. So let me quickly go and sort that for you, Ashley. Let's pop this over there and grab a rock as well. There we are. And set that up. And then we can quickly give Ashley a new tool. There we go. Don't worry, we're going to make this much more efficient. So there's a beef eating grass. Marvelous. What? Done. Bad. Okay. But now that we've got everyone named, the next part I would like to do is actually make sure that they're all using relatively the same area. So Ashley's area is here. Vanya, well, honestly, Ashley, I would like you to change your area just a tad. So we'll let you finish that current dig order, and then we're going to change this up. So you can only do this in recording. However, I would like you to only dig here. That should give you a proper little area to dig in. I mean, these ones are over there. I can plant those manually. But there we go. That gives us a nice little area. In fact, if I move it across or up a little bit, I'll give us a much better area. Will it still give us the right amount? No, that'll be a little bit displaced. So actually having it about here is going to be best in terms of where we plant all of the trees. So that's fine. There you go, Ashley. Enjoy. You can carry on with that. But now, Vanya, I want your area to match. So let's pause this and do a max area because it'll be easier to adjust that one. And then pull it down just a little bit. I think that was basically it, was it not? I can't be entirely certain. I think this might be the entirety of it there. Let me just double check. Now, it's very nice and easy to check. If we click on Ashley, we'll see the whole area. No, so Ashley does actually go a little bit further out, but actually, no. I would prefer Ashley to have even smaller of an area. Let's pull that all the way in. Now, you'll see why I prefer this in just a moment, but there is a reason. So we'll just drag this across. Once again, want to make sure it's in the right sort of area. There we go. You can carry on. Now, finally, Hjarden, I want something particularly special for you. Now, the max area here, let's slide that one on up, and then pull this one down. Now, for Hjarden, I want it to be one further out for looking for tree seeds, because the trees can fall in a direction and drop their resources in that direction. So I feel that this is a better setup there. There we go. And in terms of find nearest hole, we don't need that one to be as large. We can have it like this instead. But there we go. Perfect. And everything should be set up correctly. Now, oh, I'm so sorry. Let's get Vanya a new hatch. In fact, let's just go ahead and speed this up and I'll give you mine. There you go. Never say I don't give you anything, Vanya. Right, okay, so we've got a new item that we can make. We can make a chopping block. So let's pop this down just to see what it does. We need one log and one crude axe. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and grab you. Shouldn't be too hard for us to make. I do need another stone. Let's go and grab this. Yoink. And then we're going to change the recipe we're using. We can now make pickaxes, though, and that is very important to note. Now, the nearest stone deposit just over there. It's not a very big one, though, so it's not too bad. Let's drop this off down here. There we are. Now then, with the chopping block, we can make planks, or we can make poles, but we are not going to require an axe anymore because the axe is part of the building. This axe will never run out as well, which is rather amazing, I must say. There we go. We can make a bunch of planks. Perfect. I like. Now, while all of that's being done, I'm going to want to grab another stone. Now, I recommend you do this fairly early, rather than waiting until later. I will go and get you recharged. Don't you worry, Ashley. It'll be done in just a moment. Having this open lets us see that there are problems. There we go. Another axe. There we are. Perfect. Right, we'll drop that axe off down there. I want to have a supply of tools nearby, just so that we can rearm our robots as we need to. Oops. Drat. That isn't actually what I wanted to do. Can I cancel manufacturing? Oh, fantastic. It gives me the stuff back as well. Oh, happy as days. Yes, I would like a pick. There we go. And then drop that in there. Perfect. Now, with the pick, you can just attack the ground, basically, and that will yield some stone. But obviously, we don't want to have to be the ones doing that. No. We've got robots for such things. Right, let's quickly go and recharge Ashley so they can carry on with all of the growing. You notice we've got lots of trees growing now. This should be quite grand for us. But we're going to need a fair amount. We need 3 planks specifically. So let's go ahead and get some more planks being made. There we are. We've got 1 pole already. I would like a tree seed, if I can at all find one. Ooh, Garden, you kind of messed up a little bit there because you've got a tree seed in your hand, but you're never going to use it because you'll find a tree seed, then plant a tree seed. So you know what? You don't need this. I'm just going to take that off you. Thank you very much, Garden. Such a good robot. There we go. The Dapperlings make the dapperest of robots, I think. Right, let's grab 3 planks. There we go. And we need 1 more log, which is handily over here. Thank you very much. And let's get all of this going. Now, the log hauling is a bit of a chore, I'll be honest with you. It's not exactly the nicest thing. Do we have... Oh, I forgot to mark another one to go. We've got Forestry is almost complete. That one will finish itself on its own. Lumber, though. Chopping blocks built 1 of 2. We need to store a bunch of logs, store a bunch of planks, and store some poles. That's quite good. Over here, you can see a lot of information we haven't checked out for a little while. But where are the buildings? We want specific structures. There we go. So we can build a crate and we can build a pallet, which will allow us to stow a fair bit of materials. But first and foremost, what I really, really do need you to do is to come and join me over yonder. Right, so before we do anything else, let's get you renamed. And the next up in the name list is Travis. Again, thank you so much for being a patron supporter, Travis, and welcome to the team. Right, we want you to follow my orders exactly. Now, with this in hand, there's a lot of things that we can't do anything with, but you can absolutely interact with the ground down here. So let's go and left click and show Travis how to mine for rocks. Now, this is going to take a lot of work, and Travis is never going to get too many of them, but having the rocks there pretty much secures an availability of a very, very important resource. Do that forever, please. There you go. Enjoy, Travis. There we are. That little area is more than enough. Ah, glorious. I'm just going to grab these and take them off. I'll come back and recharge you later, I promise. Does anyone else need recharging? Yes. Vanya needs a bit of recharging. Very well. Now, that is going to grow super tiresome, as you can imagine, having to run back and forth and recharge everyone all the time. So, how about we automate that as one of the next things that we do? There are lots of things that we need to do, but automating here is... automating the recharging is going to be a pretty big one. Are you laying... Oh, that's fantastic. Laying eggs. Ah, glorious. Now, that little heart symbol there, we'll get to that in a little bit. But I think, if nothing else, quite a few of you will appreciate the fact that within the game, that little heart system is literally known as WUV. Not love, WUV. W-U-V. See, this game is really, really hammering home that it's super cute and absolutely not some sort of robot dystopian future where we are all grown for power. Think you doth to protest too much, game. Garden, you're about to grab that seed. Okay, I need to see. There we go. Tree seed. We should be good. I'm going to need a pole as well, which means I'm going to need to get another plank. Now, we could just switch the preference here to poles. We're not going to do that. At least not yet. What I would like to do is place down another chopping block. There we go. And we're going to need 1 log and 1 crude axe over here. So let's go ahead and make that all right now. So crude axe. This is why I brought all the rocks over for us. Now the trees do drop twigs, they drop seeds, and they drop logs when they collapse. So, oh wow, is everyone out of power? No, you're out of power, and you're out of a... Is it Ashley? Can't quite tell. Let's go and quickly charge you up. There we go. Don't you worry. We've got a lot of resources here, and they will do this endlessly, which will not be, well, strictly ideal. We don't really want them to be producing all of this stuff forever and ever and ever. But there is going to be a way that we can enhance their programming so that they're a little bit more conscious about their logging endeavors. But before then, we are going to want to make Ashley a new spade. So let me quickly go ahead and grab this twig over here and set this one up for shovels. There we go. Pop. Grab you. There we go. Don't worry, Ashley, I'm on my way. There we are. There we go. Oh, really? And you need an axe now? Well, my tasks never end. Now, one thing that I would like to say about this game, and it's something that really should be remembered, anything you can do, the robots can do. With one exception, and that is program robots. Only you can program robots, but everything else you can do, a robot can do. Which means that everything else you do can be automated. So the whole feeding them tools, oh, absolutely. But before then, let's set up mining. We'll have that one as a dark grey, I think. Yeah, sure. Travis, you're now on the mining team. There you go. By yourself, and you're completely out of power. I did promise I'd come and recharge you. Oh, I don't. Oh, oh, this having to recharge people. There we go. Don't you worry, Travis. I got you back. Right, okay, so we need a pole. So let's set this one up for pole crafting. Grab a plank, drop that down here. There we are. Now, initially for this first episode, maybe the first one or two, I'm going to showcase more or less everything that I'm doing because I feel there's quite a lot that can be learned from it. But as we go forward in the series, don't you worry, we will be resuming my normal editing. So any kind of running back and forth charging will be cut out, or rather, it'll be completely automated. But yeah, you know what I mean. Going back and forth and the steps in between steps will be removed. Unless there is an interest in seeing literally everything I'm doing, do let me know down in the comments down below, I suppose. Right, okay, we're going to need a new name. So, name list generator. Give me a new name, please. Also, remove Travis from the list of names that are available. Silkas, at least for this game. Don't worry, you're still on the list. Silkas. There we go, let's get you named. You can lift up the bots when there's nothing for them to do. Let's pop you down. Silkas. There we go. Thank you very much for being a patron supporter. Now, we need someone who's at... first, we're going to get the official planning forestry. Marvellous. And with this, we get Lumberjack's shirt and Lumberjack's hat. These are not just for you. Let that sink in. We can 100% dress up our robots in Lumberjack shirts. It's going to be grand. I'm not sure if they will sing for us, though, which is quite sad. Here's your forestry commemorative slabs. Marvellous, we've got 2 forestry commemorative slabs. Now, we need someone out of power. I bet we're going to... They're all moving quite quickly. They do slow down a little bit as time goes on. So, okay, Silkas, I'm going to leave you down here. But, for the future... that's not what I wanted to do. Charging. There you go. You're going to be on the charge team. And that is going to be a yellow team. Absolutely. There we go. We will get you set up. But we're going to need a friend for you, Silkas. Because you cannot charge alone. Because who charges the charger? Yeah, you see? We've already thought this one through. We're going to need 2 chargers. Working as a team. It's kind of like the buddy mining system. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and a pole. We're also going to need a seed and a log. There should be plenty of those. But we've got someone ready to charge, which is rather useful. Now, what we can do is we can make use of the fact that they're ready to charge to teach them. Because we can only teach by doing. So if you want to teach a robot how to charge a robot, you've got to wait for one to need charging. That's just the way that it's going to be. And that's going to be a theme and a problem that we're going to run into a lot moving forward. Right, okay, so who is this next robot? Let's pop you down here. You're going to be in the charge team, whoever you are. You are Malachi. Thank you very much for being a patron, Malachi. There we go. So let's flip Malachi up into the charge team as well. There we are. Right, best add your name into the named group. There we go. Marvelous. I even automate my naming, you see. Got a little program. I've just got just enter in the patron list at the beginning of every month, and then as people want to request names, I add them into the comments list, and it just spits them out for me as on when I request them, just random name, and then once they're named in a series, they get removed from the name list for that series. It's all marvelous. Automation is grand until they turn us into batteries, then it's really bad. But for now, it's pretty grand. Okay, so Malachi, it looks like you're going to be the one to be taught first. I want you to recharge Vanya. Let's go over here. Bob, there you go. You recharge Vanya over there, and it's awesome. Forever, pretty much. Now, I want the area that you use for this. Unfortunately, I had to charge Vanya, but don't worry, we've got other people that we can use as training in just a moment. So, this is where the trees. There we go. So we want it to be one further than this. Actually, we've got to pull this down. I think that is the entire area. So one further than that, one further than this. There we go. So you can look in this area. It's just a little bit larger than the normal area. There we are. Now, I want you to do that forever. But now we can start getting really clever. So, do that forever, or until you fail. As soon as there's no one left to charge here, I want you to look somewhere else. So at that point, let's go ahead and charge you up. There we go. So we've got a new area. And I want to put that in its own little box as well. Over here. And this one needs to be over by Travis. Yes, you see where I'm going with this? Ah, it's grand. We've got one bot to charge 2 areas. So efficient. Ah, it's great. And that can also fail. So if there's no one to charge there, I want you to look elsewhere. There we go. Now, a few things to pay attention to now that we're making our own script. We have got a limit. Every single command in here takes 1 kilobyte, including the loops. They take 1 kilobyte by themselves. We've got 3 more commands, or 3 more loops. We don't need them, but effectively, our little charge bot will now charge in these zones at all times, and we'll just move back and forth forever. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Eventually, though, Malachi will run out of charge themselves. There's no one to charge, you see? So Malachi is looking around, but Hjarden is about to need a charge. So we're going to wait for that to happen. Well, actually, it's probably going to take a little while. Hjarden... Oh, no, is there 2 people almost running out of charge? I'm sorry about the little beeps and bops, but, you know, it's going to happen. But they will slow down as they deplete their power cell. It takes a while, but it does eventually happen. There we go. Yeah, well, actually, yeah. What we'll do is we'll quickly get another axe, and we'll hand that over, and we should be able to get a couple more people discharging a little bit faster. There we go. Let's grab that, pop it in there. Oh, there we go. There we go. Malachi, let's have a look. You found a bot that needs to be charged. Oh, it's the happiest of days. Your life, it now has purpose, Malachi. Ah, don't worry, Silkass. You'll be joining Malachi oh so soon. Right, let's grab this axe, go ahead and hand that over. Basically, we're going to have to wait until Malachi runs out of charge, realistically, for us to be able to do that properly. But that's going to be pretty awesome. That's one way that you can have one bot charging across a fairly large area. Initially, our bots can only realistically do 2 areas just because of the limit of their brain. But as you can probably already imagine, we can upgrade that. We can literally upgrade their brain, or we can just make better bots and then upgrade their brain. Ah, that's how it started. It's probably how it started as a Roomba, and then all of a sudden someone's like, you know, this Roomba is great, but wouldn't it be awesome if it could also brew my tea? Fairly noble, I think, purpose to give that Roomba. But then it moved from the tea to cook my food, to tuck me in at night, to run my government, to run the world, and it just got out of hand. AI, how I love thee. Right, okay, so that is all sorted. Well, I'm going to need some more bots, because there's a few more things that we need. So, since we've got everything being stockpiled over here, do we have anything set up? No. What is going to be the next one? Mining. Just mine a bunch of stone. Or store it. Yeah. You know what? Since storing is something I want to do, actually, it's both of these things I want to do. You know what? Let's pin lumber. Now, we could get a lesson out of this, but no. We're going to do this live. We're going to learn ourselves. It's going to be fine. We need to start storing things. But again, for that, we're going to need a couple of bots. So, pardon me while I make some more minions / overlords. It's kind of a blurred line at the moment. And here we go. We've got 3 new robots, Bubbles, Lady Wolfhard, and Apple Fumble. Thank you all so very much for helping to support the channel. Now, the bots are all in various states of, I have no tools or I have no power. Well, mostly I have no tools, so I should probably deal with that. As you can see, I've gone to the effort of gathering all of the stone. That was largely to test whether Travis would get recharged. And Travis did get recharged. We need a couple more trips like that because that used a lot of power for Malachi. Moving back and forth like that, I approve. That is going to get us everything we want pretty soon. Yes, actually, all of our tools are currently in need. So let's go ahead and make a shovel. And then we are going to want to make an axe. Let's grab that one. There we go. Drop these off. Oops, that's not what I meant. I wanted to right click. And then finally, we're going to want to pick as well. Sorry, Travis, you are getting delivered to last because you're so far away. That is not your fault. We didn't put you over there because we don't like you. We put you over there because we trust you to work on the road. I should be a manager. Wow. Right. Let's go ahead and deliver to you your axe. Then grab. Let's pop that away first. Deliver to. Ooh, can I actually even see Ashley over there? Ashley, do you want this? There we go, perfect. And finally, Travis. Let's go and get you your pickaxe, Travis. And actually, while I'm down here, I may as well clean up some of these rocks so that you've got plenty of room to dig more rocks. Fantastic. I'll just grab all of those. Thank you very much. And deliver them over here. Now then. So, with our 3 robots, you may be asking yourself, well, what are they there for? Well, let me show you. Actually, I kind of want an axe myself. That's going to be coming in pretty handy. As you can see, all of these have finally grown, and we want to remove them, basically. Now, the main area that our robots are delivering to is around here, but also up here. So I'm going to chop down all of these trees that we grew that our robots are not maintaining, because I want to repurpose this land for our own use. Basically, we want storage areas, quite a lot of them, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be hauled around here. Namely, we want storage of all of the things that are coming out of our forestry. So that is wood, sticks, and log, sticks, and tree seeds. Now, tree seeds will be stored in a crate, as will sticks, I believe. We can have a look. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But logs obviously need to be put into a pallet. Now let's pop down my tools just down here. I'm going to want a spade next, because well, actually, do I need a spade, or do I need to wait for that to be used up? I might need to wait for this, because I believe if I dig on that tile, I'll just make a hole. Yes, unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait for that to clear. But they will clear on their own in time. We may be able to speed this up. I'm not entirely certain. Perhaps a rock could be used. Maybe we can just chop this up. No, unfortunately. Okay. Well, I know that a spade will dig a hole, and I don't want a hole to be there, because then I'm going to have to fill it with something. So we might be having to wait. So instead, we're just going to go ahead and put down a pallet somewhere else. Now, we've got access to the storage. We've got crate and pallets. Now, the nice thing with these is you can stack them. Up to 3 tall, I believe. Yes, it says there. 3 pallets for bonus storage. Each one can store a certain amount, and every one on top can store exactly the same amount. So in total, that you can for example, if one can store 25, then at maximum you can store 75 units there. Now, where do we want to place this? I'd say let's pop it down. Yeah, sure, we can pop the pallet there. I'm going to want 2 boxes as well. Now, unfortunately, I can't place the boxes down because I've placed our haulers down here. So let's quickly move you guys out of the way, please, and thank you. There we are, and you as well, all the way down there. Now, the problem is, if we place this too far down, you see, we're going to end up with a situation where we're not going to be able to recharge the bots down here, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but we'll have to check that out in a little bit. Now, we want to have some crates as well, so one there. Now, we can rotate these around to be more space efficient. If we particularly want to, we could have them facing this way, and I think that's actually a good idea. We're going to need 1 log, 3 planks, and 2 poles. Let's do the logs first, because logs are difficult for us to haul, whereas a robot can fairly easily haul the logs. They're pretty strong. Not that we're not strong, but they are far, far stronger. They can become even stronger if you upgrade them to be stronger. But really, do you want your robot overlords to be stronger? I feel that's pretty short-sighted, honestly. That's just making the problem worse, not making the problem better. Right, let's get all of these done. Malachi doing a good job there, wandering back and forth, and each time you do, you run out a little bit more out of charge. We basically need to wait for Malachi to be fully out of charge so we can have Silkas charge him. Now, the only bad part is there is a blind spot in terms of charging across this path. So, you know, you've got to take the good with the bad. But there will be a way for us to fix that later on as well. But now we've got a pallet. So I'm going to go ahead and teach one of our haulers. I'm going to make a hauling team. Hauler team 01. Okay, it's just a little bit robot-y. But we're going to have Bubbles, Lady Wolfheart, and Apple Fumble all in there. We'll start with Apple Fumble then. Apple Fumble, I would like you to gather logs. And when you've got a log, I want you to pop it in here. There you go. Nice and simple like. And I pretty much want you to do that forever. Now, I believe that these robots will only be able to carry 1 log at a time, but later versions of them may be able to carry more. Nevertheless, we want to adjust your working area. So something like this would do as the start, and then we'll draw this out then all the way up there. That's the top there, and we want it to be just a little bit outside of that, just so that you can grab all of the logs that might normally fall. There you go. And when you bring it back to the storage, it's going to be fairly simple. Now, if we want to make it so that in case Apple Fumble could carry more, we can add another repeat. Until hand's full, find the nearest log, move to that log, pick up a log. And just do that until hand's full. If that's one log, that's fine. And then down here, we would have move to the log storage, and then until hands are empty, add the logs to the storage. And do that forever. Go ahead, Apple Fumble. Let's see, can you carry more than one? This is probably just a little bit more than needed. Nah, you can only carry one. Well, that's fine, Apple Fumble. It's honestly fine. Let's pause you for now, because there is something else we want to do. We only want this to be done until the storage is full. So let's move all of these in there. Pick up the logs. You don't need these repeats. They're just wasting parts of your brain. Repeat until question mark is full. And that question mark is going to be the log storage area. There we are. Now, the problem with this is Apple Fumble would go until that's full, and then the first time it was full, it would break out of this loop. So we do need to put a forever clause around that. But this basically means that Apple Fumble won't waste energy wandering around picking things up unnecessarily. Now, the astute amongst you will notice that this doesn't really change anything for Apple Fumble in this case. But when you've got much more complicated, or rather much more advanced bots with larger brains, where you might have them doing multiple jobs, checking for storage being full becomes increasingly important to not waste time doing things you don't need to do. So go ahead there, Apple Fumble, and enjoy. There we go. That's our first bit of work taken care of. Now we need a couple of planks, so we can just grab a log out of there and go ahead and pop that down over here. We'll come back and grab another one in a moment. Now you might be wondering, well, given that, are there a few things that we can do with our current forestry? And you are, in fact, correct. Namely, we want Vanya to be doing something for us. So, if we go in and find Vanya, where are you, Vanya? There we are. I would like to adjust your brain just a little bit. We want another repeat clause right here. Pop that one in there. This one will be forever. You can see there's lots of different clauses we've got here. But I also want Vanya to be checking whether the storage down here is full or not. Once the storage is full, stop worrying about this. Don't try to chop any more trees if we've got nowhere to put them, basically. There you go. Now that's going to help out a little bit. So enjoy, Vanya. Right, now you do still need an axe. So let me go ahead and grab that for you. Here you go, Vanya. And a shovel for Ashley. There you go. Now this will fill up fairly quickly. Now the next part that we want, let's get all of this taken care of. We want to start setting up this crate down here. There we are. We don't have enough poles, so I'm going to grab this log over there. Just help Apple Fumble out a little tiny bit. You know, I'm not the kind of Overlord who will watch his minions struggle when he isn't willing to do the work himself. It's just, you are better at doing some of this work than me, especially Apple Fumble. You do not strain the same way I do. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. It's a compliment or it's just a raw deal, depending on the way you want to look at it. But either way, you're a lot better at carrying logs than I am. And you will eventually become even better. Of course, said in the most respectful possible way, possible, Overlords. Right, let's grab the last couple of logs. We're cleaning up the area that Apple Fumble isn't going to clear here. But we don't need any more planks. I'm just getting these done so that we can get some poles made. There we go. Now, eventually, of course, we're going to want this automated as well. But the first step in automating this part is to have the logs available automatically. Let's get a couple more poles made. We're just going to keep popping these down for now. Travis, you've got nothing to do because there's nowhere to store stone. I do apologize about that, but don't you worry. We'll be getting over there. So Silkass is just like, I'll wait until I can start charging things. It's going to be great. Don't worry, Silkass, you'll get your turn. Let's get all of that done. And then finally, we will get the next as well. There we go. And we can now start storing seeds and sticks automatically. It's going to be grand. There we go. All right, so Bubbles is the next one that we're going to be working with. Bubbles, please watch me closely. I would like you to grab a stick. I would like you then to drop the stick. There you go. Now, once again, I want you to be working in a very specific area. And that very specific area is over here, right up to there, right up to there, rather. There we go. And then one tile out in every direction. There you go. And we want that. Now, see, the thing is, here I know that you can carry sticks. Quite a lot of them. So until hands are full, or if there are no more sticks to see. So we're going to put a little clause here, toggle exit on fail. So the moment Bubbles tries to do anything in here, but fails to do it, so in this case, find a stick, for example, or tries to pick up a stick that is no longer there because someone else nabbed it, like me, then this whole clause will fail and will exit. Otherwise, it could leave Bubbles in kind of a kind of loggerheads, just stuck at a point in the loop, just the logic jammed. And then repeat until your hands are empty. There you go. Now I want you to do this whole loop only until this particular chest is full, and otherwise do it forever. So there you go. Crack on, Bubbles, and enjoy, please. Let's make sure the Bubbles does actually do what we expect Bubbles to do. Let's grab this and move that down there while we're waiting. But first, Bubbles grabbed one stick. Bubbles is moving on to grab another. Now this is going to save Bubbles quite a lot of time and be a much more efficient use of Bubbles' charge. There we go. You've got 3 sticks, or 4 sticks? No, only 3. So you can only carry 3. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. Oh, that being the case, yes. I believe if we have a look into any of the robots' brains and move close enough to transfer, yes, they only have 3 hand slots. Okay, so that makes sense. They aren't quite as capable as me yet. So the basic bots aren't as capable. But Lady Wolfheart, you've got the next job, and that is to go and find seeds and then deliver them down to the storage in exactly the same way that Bubbles is currently doing it. There we go, Lady Wolfheart. Crack on. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is no way to copy a script. Unfortunately, it's just the way that's going to be for now. But, ooh, we're getting very close to having our log storage full. Now, if we added more pallets on top, and this is also true of boxes, you can stack 3 boxes high, and it'll increase their storage. And it is actually 25. So, at most, any storage area can hold is 25. Now, once this is full, we should see that Ashley stops trying to do any kind of wood chopping. That would actually be quite cool. And so that would allow the forest then to mature. Let's go ahead and switch this back across to hatchets. There we go, and drop that in. Don't you worry. That will in turn then mean that Ashley won't be doing anything and Arden won't be doing anything either. Now, that is possibly a waste of a good robot, but later on when they're more complicated, rather when they've got much larger brains, we'll be able to give them other things that they'll be able to take care of. But there we go. You're looking for more logs. Well, there's a couple more over here, which I can pick up, and I can help you fill that storage a little bit faster. Off you go to grab the next one. Now, the moment that this gets full, we should see Ashley stop doing their job. Now, I'm going to let you put that last one in there, otherwise I'm going to probably mess with your logic a little bit. But we should see, bump, there we go. You're no longer looking for a log because you know not to do any more work. And Ashley is also not chopping any more logs, so we've got 2 spare logs. Ah, fantastic. Now, I could move that along by just giving you a little bit of room in the storage, but no, that is perfect. You're currently looking for seeds. You're not going to find any because no more trees are being chopped. So all of these trees are going to get to grow up. And you're waiting on spades. I will get that for you in just a second. Let's drop this one off as well. Now, I'm really hopeful that we're going to be able to get rid of these stumps. I'm wondering if they're going to disappear automatically or not. I guess it doesn't really matter one way or t'other if they do. This is already... Oh, well, it's almost full. It's very nearly full. But that was close enough that... was it Bubbles or Apple Fumble? It was Bubbles. That's a log. It just looks very much like a stick. But it looks like Bubbles will stop when there's only room for 1 more item in there. I'm not quite sure why that's the case, but it's fine. Right, let's get that shovel out to Ashley. And there we go. We've got a fully automated industry at that point. Let's have a quick look over here. All we need to do here is store some planks and store some poles to complete the lumber objective. Well, we're probably able to do that in the next episode. For now, though, I think that's a good introduction. I'm pretty happy with what we've got. We've got Travis over there digging up plenty of stone. You know what, I'll go and grab a little bit more so that you're all ready to go. Silcast is still waiting to be given their job. Don't worry, Silcast. We will get you employed and with purpose very, very soon. You can join Malachi as a charging buddy, running around keeping all of the other robots fully charged. An angel of mercy, they might call you. But for now, Silcast is going to have to wait until the next episode. I really do hope you've enjoyed this one, though, and I'm looking forward to the next. Do leave me your feedback down below, and if you are interested in having your name added to the robot name list, there will be lots of robots named, by the way. Far, far more than I have patrons to name them after. Then do leave me a comment as well. But until next time, do take care, everyone.